Have you ever wondered how much plastic you use in a day? A bottle, a wrapper, maybe a bag? Now imagine tiny pieces of plastic, so small that you can't even see them, floating inside your bloodstream right now. Yes, inside your blood. This isn't a theory. This isn't an exaggeration. This is what multiple scientific studies have taught us in the past few years. And what's the scary part? We still don't know what the microplastics are doing inside our bodies, but today we're breaking down the entire story. How microplastics enter us, what they do inside our organs, why governments aren't regulating them yet, and what simple habits can reduce exposure significantly. Let's start from the basics. This is the part most people don't know. Microplastics enter human blood through food. Fish, salt, rice, and fruits all tested positive for microplastics. Even bottled water contains hundreds of microplastics per liter. B. Through air. Plastic fiber from clothes, carpets, and packaging float in the air. We inhale it without realizing. C. Through water. Tap water in many cities contain hundreds of microplastics. Bottled water contains even more. D. Through everyday items. Plastic tea bags can release billions of microplastics when dipped into hot water. Heating food in plastic containers increases particle shedding. And these particles can enter your body, some of them even enter your bloodstream. In 2022, scientists detected microplastics in human blood for the first time ever. Half of the people tested had measurable levels. This changed everything. Since that first study, things have gotten even more alarming. Microplastics have now been found in human blood, lungs, placenta, breast milk, and brain tissue. Yes, even brain tissue. Nanoplastics are so small they can cross the blood-brain barrier, something that even many viruses can't do. Scientists found the plastic particles lodged inside brain cells. We don't yet know the long-term consequences, but the early signs suggest it's not harmless. So what happens when microplastics enter your bloodstream? A. Inflammation. Your immune system treats microplastics like invaders. This leads to chronic inflammation, a root cause of many diseases. B. DNA damage. Some plastics contain chemicals that interfere with DNA repair. This increases cancer risk significantly. C. Hormone disruption. Plastics contain endocrine disruptors like BPA and phthalates. These chemicals can interfere with puberty, fertility, metabolism, and thyroid function. D. Cardiovascular issues. Microplastics have been found inside the arterial plaque. This may increase the risk of heart attacks. E. Cellular stress. Nanoplastics enter cells and disrupt normal functioning. In simple words, our bodies were never functioned to handle microplastics. Why the government isn't regulating this yet? This is where the story gets insanely complicated. A. Economic dependence. Plastic is cheap, convenient, and is everywhere. Regulating it is politically very, very difficult. B. Lack of long-term studies. Government says we don't have enough evidence yet, and that is true. But long-term studies take decades, and the very few are rarely founded. C. There's no global standards. There's no international agreement on safe levels of microplastics, testing methods, regulating of nanoplastics. D. Industrial influence. Plastic is a massive global industry. Any regulation affects packaging, manufacturing, and supply chains. This can throw everything off, so the problem keeps growing. It's better to handle it ourselves as citizens and work on it ourselves rather than the government handle it because it's going to be very hard and it's also going to impact the economy really drastically. Now, here's the important part. I'm not telling you to stop using plastic. Plastic is a modern part of life, and nobody can avoid it completely. Not even I can, because I'm wearing a plastic shirt right now. But scientists are studying microplastic and they say there are simple, practical habits that can reduce exposure without needing major lifestyle changes. A. Use alternatives when convenient. Glass or stainless steel bottles last longer and don't shed in particles. B. Stop heating food in plastic. Heat increases particle shedding, so reheating food in ceramic or glass is a small but helpful switch. C. Use loose leaf tea when possible. Some tea bags contain plastic fibers. Loose leaf tea avoids that. D. Improve air indoor quality. A lot of household dust contain microfibers. Regular cleaning or using an air purifier can reduce severe inhalation. E. Use a good water filter. Some filters reduce microplastic content based on lab testing. F. Choose natural fibers when you want. Cotton, linen, and wool shed fewer than synthetic fibers. None of this is about fear. It's simply about making the right informed choices based on the current science. Microplastics in human blood is not just a science story. It's a story about how modern life is quietly reshaping our bodies. We created plastic because it was cheap, convenient, and durable. It still is. But now, that durability is turning against us. The plastic that we throw away just doesn't disappear. It comes back in our food, our water, and our air, even in our bloodstream. If you found this video eye-opening, share this video. People deserve to know what's happening inside their bodies, right? And if you want a follow-up, I can make a video about nanoplastics, which is even smaller and even harder to regulate.